What is going on, Bills Mafia? We are officially in playoff mode, but instead of celebrating and looking at flight options for the Super Bowl, we are staring at an absolute nightmare scenario that could derail this entire season before the wild card round even kicks off. We have to have a very serious, very honest conversation today because the injury news coming out of one Bills drive isn't just bad, it is catastrophic. We are talking about a roster crisis at the most critical position on the field, and a special team situation that should have every single fan in Buffalo sweating bullets. If you thought the regular season was a roller coaster, buckle up, because this week leading up to the Jacksonville Jaguars game is about to be the most stressful ride of your life. Before we dive into the absolute chaos happening with our cornerback room and the kicker situation, do me a massive favor. We are trying to build the biggest Bills community on YouTube, so hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. We are going to be live for the game, and you do not want to miss the therapy session that might be required on Sunday. Let's rip the band-aid off immediately. We got the update on rookie sensation Max Hairston, and it is exactly what we feared. Sean McDermott spoke to the media, and while he didn't officially rule him out the second he stepped to the podium, the writing is on the wall. Hairston is unlikely to play. We are hearing rumblings of a high ankle sprain. Now, if you have followed football for more than 5 minutes, you know that a high ankle sprain isn't a tape it up and play injury. That is a multi-week recovery. For a guy who has already missed the first 7 weeks of the season with lower body issues, this is devastating. But here is why I need you to really listen to me right now. This isn't just about losing one player. Every team deals with injuries. This is about the fact that losing Max Hairston exposes a level of roster malpractice that is genuinely shocking for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. With Hairston out, do you know how many healthy, active roster boundary cornerbacks the Buffalo Bills have? 2. Count them. 1, 2. Christian Benford and Tre'Davious White. That is it. That is the list. We have Taron Johnson, who is an all-pro caliber player, but he is a nickel corner. We have Cam Lewis, who is a utility guy, a nickel guy, maybe a safety hybrid. He is not a boundary corner. Dorian Strong is on season-ending IR. So we are going into a win-or-go-home playoff game with zero depth on the outside. If Christian Benford breaks a shoelace, if Trey White needs a breather, who goes in? This brings us to the elephant in the room. How did we get here? We have to look at the front office. We tried to fix this mid-season. Remember the Darius Slay saga? We put in a waiver claim, we got him, and then he pulled a power move and said, "No thanks, I'm not coming." He refused to report. And in the process of trying to get him, we waived Jamarcus Ingram. The Texans snatched Ingram up, Slay didn't show up, and now we are left with nothing. It is a disaster of asset management, and now we are paying the price in January. So, what is the solution? It looks like the team is going to be forced to elevate Dane Jackson from the practice squad. Now, I have love for Dane Jackson, he has been a Bill for a long time, he knows the system. But let's keep it real, there is a reason he has been on the practice squad all year. There is a reason he has played exactly 3 snaps this season. 3 snaps. And now we might be asking him to step onto the field in a wild card game against Trevor Lawrence and that Jaguars passing attack. That is a terrifying proposition. McDermott basically admitted they were handcuffed. He said they were landlocked with elevations because they had to use them on linebackers and defensive ends earlier in the season when Terrell Bernard and the pass rushers were banged up. So they burned their elevations, and now they are scrambling. To try and put a band-aid on a bullet wound, the Bills did sign someone today. They brought in Darryl Porter Jr. to the practice squad. I did my homework on this guy. I reached out to some people who cover the Steelers, asked about him. The review I got back was blunt, he stinks. That's the quote. So do not expect Darryl Porter Jr. to come in and save the day. He is just a body for practice so our receivers have someone to run routes against. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be brutally honest in the comments right now. On a scale of 1 to 100, what is your confidence level in this secondary? If Trey, White or Benford has to miss even one series, do you trust Dane Jackson to hold the line? Let me know your confidence score down below because mine is hovering in the single digits right now. But wait, it gets worse. Because apparently, we aren't allowed to have a stress-free phase of the game. Let's talk about special teams. Matt Prater, our veteran kicker, is dealing with a quad injury. He re-aggravated it in Week 18 against the Jets. McDermott called him day-to-day. In coach speak, day-to-day is better than week-to-week, but for a kicker. A quad injury. That is his livelihood. That is his power. That is his accuracy. Can you imagine the scenario? Fourth quarter. 3 seconds left. Bills down by 1. Prater trots out there with a bum quad to kick a 45-yarder into the wind at Highmark Stadium. That is the stuff nightmares are made of. We have seen this movie before in Buffalo. We know the history of wide right. We cannot go into a playoff game with a kicker who isn't 100%. The Bills are working out replacements, and the list is uninspiring. We have Michael Badgley, who we already cut because he missed kicks. We have Young Ho Koo, who has been struggling mightily. But there is one name that actually makes sense, Matthew Wright. The guy has been a journeyman, but his stats are rock solid. He is 60 for 68 on field goals in his career. He is reliable. Why he isn't already on the roster is a mystery to me, but if Prater can't go, Wright needs to be the guy. We cannot afford to leave points on the board. So, we have a defensive crisis, we have a special teams crisis. Is there any good news? Yes. Yes, there is. And his name is James Cook. If you want to know how the Buffalo Bills win this game despite having a depleted defense and a broken kicker, the answer is simple: keep the defense on the bench. Keep the kicker on the bench. Score touchdowns and run the clock. James Cook has been absolutely undeniable this season. He is the 2025 rushing champion. Let that sink in. We have the best running back in the NFL on our roster. I was looking at the advanced analytics this morning, and James Cook is an anomaly. Usually, running backs are either consistent and boring or explosive but risky. James Cook is both consistent and explosive. He is an outlier in every positive metric. Whether it is hitting the home run ball or grinding out those tough 5 yards between the tackles, he has been the engine of this offense. And here is the matchup data that should give you hope. The Jaguars have a good reputation for run defense, but history tells us a different story. Remember last year in the playoffs? We played the Denver Broncos, who had the number 2 rush defense in the entire league. Everyone said, "Oh, the Bills won't be able to run on them." What did we do? We ran for over 200 yards. We put them in the dirt. The Bills' offensive line is playing at an elite level right now. They are moving bodies. And James Cook is running with a level of confidence we haven't seen since the Shady McCoy days. The game plan needs to be simple. Don't ask Josh Allen to be Superman and throw 50 times. Hand the ball to number 4. Let him eat. If we can run the ball, we control the clock. If we control the clock, Trevor Lawrence stays on the sideline. If Trevor Lawrence stays on the sideline, our backup cornerbacks don't get exposed. It is a domino effect. I am putting a prediction out there right now. I think James Cook goes for over 100 total yards in this game. I think he puts the team on his back. I'm taking the over on whatever rushing prop Vegas puts out there. This week is going to be a mental battle for Bills Mafia. Every time you look at Twitter, there is going to be another injury update or another rumor. But we have to remember who we have at quarterback. We have Josh Allen. We have James Cook. We have home field advantage. The crowd is going to be loud, the energy is going to be insane, and sometimes, that is enough to overcome a bad ankle or a missing cornerback. I need you guys to stay locked in with me all week. We are going to be tracking the practice reports every single day. Is Prater kicking? Is Hairston in a boot? Who is getting the first team reps at corner? We will have all that info right here on the channel. So, one last time, let me ask you the question of the day: who are you more worried about costing us this game? Is it the depleted cornerback room leaving receivers open, or is it the injured kicker missing a clutch field goal? Let me know in the comments. Is it defense or kicker? I want to see a war in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Despite the bad news, despite the stress, there is no fanbase I would rather ride with than Bills Mafia. We are resilient. We are tough. And we are going to find a way to win. Make sure you are subscribed, follow me on Twitter for minute-by-minute updates, and let's get ready to lose our voices on Sunday. I will see you guys in the next video. Let's go Buffalo.